John November here with Citizens Not Serfs, and we're here to interview Commissioner candidate Don Vasil related to his candidacy for Commission Seat 4. So we're going to just start off with the first question. When elected, would you vote to strengthen the 35-foot height ordinance? And would you vigorously oppose any effort to rescind the 35-foot maximum height limit for structures in Monroe County?
Thanks for having me today, John. Yes, I will do everything in my power to make sure that nothing adversely affects the 35-foot height limitation. People blame developers for what's happened here in Monroe County, but we got to remember, developers are in the business of making money for themselves and their investors. It's the responsibility of our elected officials to make sure that things are done in the best interests of the people of Monroe County. If people want to live in high-rise communities, they have many other choices. Marco Island, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Most Monroe County residents have chosen to live here because of the unique character that we have here in the Keys, and there should be no effort to change that. I will not support any effort to change the height limitation, nor I will appoint anyone to any position who favors changing that. And I will vigorously oppose any legislation which is put before the Commission to increase that. Thank you.
When elected, would you vote against all proposals for high-rise condos and hotels? And would you appoint only citizens to the Planning Commission unalterably opposed to structures in excess of 35 feet?
The efforts to increase the density with high-rise hotels and condos has had tremendous adverse effects on the Keys. And here I'll ask all the voters out there to look at the records of each of the candidates when it comes to this issue. While on the Marathon City Council, I was one of only 2 people who voted vehemently against the hotel-motel ordinance, which changed basically the ability for developers to change every hotel room and almost every trailer site into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo. And we've all seen the results of this. On the promises of increased tax revenues, our elected officials were fooled into allowing this to happen, and it has left the Middle Keys in a situation where we've lost a tremendous amount of affordable housing and residents, and are now left in this economy with a situation that a good part of the town has been devastated. I will not support now, nor will I support in the future, efforts on this behalf.
When elected, would you vote for any action by the Commission that could lead to the expedited termination of the FEMA downstairs enclosure pilot inspection program?
I believe that FEMA, using flood insurance as a tool to twist people's arms about the downstairs enclosure issue, is one of the worst things that can happen to our residents, and is totally unfair. What a person does below the flood line is their business. If they want to take the risk of losing some of their belongings, that's a decision that they must make. I will do everything to end the pilot program as soon as possible, and I will do everything that I can do to make sure that FEMA gets out of this and the county does not support any kind of inspection programs or interfere with people's right to do what they want with the downstairs enclosures.
When elected, would you vote for any action related to the county requesting that FEMA treat all Monroe County homeowners the same in regard to ending the inspection of downstairs enclosures triggered by the pulling of building permits in an unincorporated Monroe County, because it is inequitable that these inspections only affect 41% of Monroe County's total population?
My record will show you that I believe one rule for all and the same rules for everyone. We must all play by the same set of rules. But once again, I want to really stress that I am against anything that will force people to do things with their downstairs enclosure. I want FEMA out of that, I want the county out of that, and that's the way I'll be voting in the future.
When elected, would you do everything in your power as commissioner to ensure the continuation of the Department of Community Affairs as the state land planning agency? And would you do everything in your power as commissioner to fight for the continued designation of the Florida Keys as an area of critical state concern, which prevents high-rise condos and hotels from being built in the Keys in the future?
It is unfortunate that the skepticism, and with good reason, by the public, due to the overdevelopment, has forced us to rely on the DCA to keep things under control. But fortunately, over the past 10 years, the DCA has been that last stopgap to keep things from getting out of control. I believe the DCA has done a great job for us. I will support the continuation of the area of state critical concern as long as I'm in office. There is no question that both the designation and the DCA have done a great job in protecting the environment and our development issues here. More importantly, though, I think from the voters' standpoint, we need to get elected officials in there who will represent the views of the population and do what's right, and not have to depend on the DCA or the designation to keep things under control. We should have representatives in office that are going to do the job in the best interest of the people, and not always cave in to special interests and greedy money.
Well, thank you very much for coming and meeting with us this morning. Have a wonderful afternoon, and visit citizensnotserfs.com. Thank you.
John, thanks for having me today. It was a real pleasure. I'm sure we'll be talking plenty. Thanks again for the time.